Tips for reading. Always have a book on hand. You will always have an opportunity to read. You will read on your morning commute. Well, iBook if you're driving. There is time when waiting at the doctor's office or wasting a couple of minutes before a meeting or conference hall. I find I can bear the line at the grocery store much better with a book, while the guy at checkout looks for his card. Instead of letting this time go unused, pick up a book and start reading. The only way you can take advantage of short minutes is it if you have a book on hand. That's why I always carry a book with me. And thanks to gadget like Kindle, this is even more convenient. Next, borrow reading time from something less important. I got it. The thought of reading for 2 or 3 hours a day may seem like a serious time commitment. But if you are borrowed time from something else, you will realize that it's really pretty easy to devote more time to reading. For example, do you know that the average American spends 5 hours every day watching TV? If you fall into that category, then reduce your TV watching time to 2 hours per day and spend the other 3 hours reading. Try reading first, then TV. The other way around doesn't work quite as well. Partake in reading challenges. This is an excellent way to encourage you to read more books because it's fun and interactive. For example, Goodreads has an annual challenge that gamifies your reading goal. You can also discover new books to read by seeing what your friends have read. You can find a list of reading challenges completed by Book Riot. Create a distraction-free reading environment. Some distractions you can't avoid, like when your Amazon Prime delivery gets dropped off and your dog goes nuts. But there are plenty of other distractions that you do have control over. Start by reading in a room that is quiet and doesn't have temptation like a TV. You could also turn your phone on silent or airplane mode for a certain amount of time. Stock up. Instead of dropping $200 or $300 on clothes or junk that you don't really need when you have some extra cash, build up an inventory of books. It may sound ridiculous at first, but it's one of the best motivations to read more, because when you finish a book, you can view your inventory and decide what to read next. Use technology to read your advantage. Personally, I love physical books. Nothing beats the smell and texture of an actual book in your hands. And studies have found that reading print leads to better comprehension and retention compared to computer screens. But sometimes carrying a book around isn't easy or convenient. Today you can read a book on your iPad or Kindle while traveling, even listening to an audiobook through Audible or iBook, whatever, while working out. In short, using technology gives you more opportunities to digest even more books throughout the year. Change your mindset. The key to reading lots of books begins with stop thinking of it as some activity that you do, writes media strategist and author Ryan Holiday. Reading must become as natural as eating and breathing to you. It's not something you do because you feel like it, but because it's a reflex, a default. Skim. This applies more to reading newspapers, magazines, or online content. But when it comes to reading for lecture, Don't be afraid to skim books. It helps you to get through the book faster so that you can move on to the next one. Kindly like, share, comment and subscribe. Don't forget to press bell button. Thank you.